Pay attention to Anna Abulaban, 29 years old, relaxing in her San Diego apartment on October 21st, 2021. She has less than 2 hours left to live. Because her estranged husband, Ali, also 29, a TikTok star with nearly 1 million followers, is listening to her through a hidden app on their daughter's iPad. On this day, Anna dreams of finally being free. On this day, Ali plans to make sure no one else can ever have her. This is the story of 48 hours that changed everything. Anna Marie came from the Philippines, but grew up in Okinawa, building a modest following on Instagram. She appeared frequently in her husband's viral videos, standing beside his growing fame, smiling for the camera. Friends described her as warm, hopeful, and devoted to her young daughter. She met Ali Abulaban in 2014 while he was stationed with the U.S. Air Force in Japan. They married quickly, started a family, and eventually moved to a luxury high-rise apartment in downtown San Diego. From the outside, they had it all. But behind the carefully curated social media posts, Anna was trapped. She was planning her escape, confiding in friends that Ali's jealousy and rage frightened her. The moment everything changed came weeks earlier when she called 911, reporting abuse and asking for help. On paper, Ali Abulaban was living the dream. The former Air Force serviceman had reinvented himself as Jin Kid, amassing 940,000 TikTok followers with his Scarface impressions and Skyrim skits. He made people laugh. He seemed successful, charming, creative. But beneath that surface lurked something dark. Friends watched as fame twisted him, as cocaine use spiraled, as his obsession with Anna consumed him. He refused to accept their separation, monitoring her every move, recording their fights, and posting abusive rants online. What he did next was pure evil, and it was all captured on camera. Can you please send the police to 1475 Island Avenue? Anna's voice shakes as she reports domestic violence. Ali had pushed her during an argument, and she fell, scraping her knee and hitting her head. While she spoke to dispatchers, Ali went live on TikTok, mocking her pain and casting himself as the victim. "I brought you to this country," he ranted to his followers. "Name one man that would do that for you." Officers arrived, documented Anna's injuries, and informed her about restraining orders. She chose not to pursue one. It was a decision she would not live to regret because she wouldn't live long enough. In recent months, their relationship had become a nightmare of public humiliation, secret monitoring, and escalating violence. Police records show multiple calls between July and October 2021. Neighbors reported hearing fights. Friends grew alarmed. None of them realized these calls marked the beginning of a chain of events that would spiral into an unspeakably tragic end. Around late 2019, Ali launched his online persona, Jin Kid. His videos gained traction quickly, especially his live-action takes on video game characters and his over-the-top Tony Montana impressions. He leaned into sketch comedy with dramatic flair. "What the fuck you call me?" he'd shout at imaginary baristas, his Scarface character demanding respect. "Speak English when you talk to me." His follower count soared. He made short skits, character voices, fake fights, and over-the-top reactions. Anna occasionally appeared in his content, and on social media they were presented as the perfect couple living the dream in their downtown high-rise. But while Ali's online career appeared to be thriving, the marriage was dying. He shifted from loving husband to controlling abuser. He began posting frequent TikTok rants about Anna, recording their arguments without consent, and publicly lashing out at her. By 2021, the tensions were no longer hidden. The pattern continued: jealousy, public humiliation, secret monitoring, and harassment. "I don't love you," Anna says calmly, refusing to make eye contact as Ali films another confrontation. "Look me in the face and tell me you don't love me." "I don't love you, sorry." Throughout the fight, Anna deliberately avoids giving him the emotional reaction he craves. She is fully aware that Ali is trying to bait her, but she refuses to give him that satisfaction. Following this, Anna calls Ali's mother, confiding about the troubling behavior she has endured. Ali's mother knows the marriage is falling apart. Her only concern now is the well-being of her grandchild, who is suffering because of it. "If another man touches her, I'm fucking gonna go crazy," Ali threatens during the call. That jealousy turns into control. One day, while their child sleeps in the room, Ali, high on cocaine, puts a gun to his own head, desperate to force Anna's attention. She calls the cops again. "He had a gun in his face with my daughter, sleeping on the couch," she tells the dispatcher, her voice breaking. The home is no longer safe. Anna tells Ali she wants a divorce. This time, it's not just a suggestion, it's her decision. After their breakup, Anna starts seeing Rayburn Barron, 29, her longtime friend who had always stood by her through every fight. Ali had never liked him. He could sense that Rayburn wanted to be with Anna, but unlike Ali, Rayburn is caring, family-oriented, and would never hurt her. Ali does not accept it. He moves into a hotel nearby, but continues to hover around her life. He calls, he messages, he tries to convince her that things can go back to how they were. From the hotel, he still acts as though the separation is temporary. He posts online, talks to friends, and insists that Anna is making a mistake. Even though he is physically removed from the apartment, he comes up with a bizarre plan to watch closely. He researches ways to monitor someone, listening devices, remote surveillance, installing apps on devices. After thorough research, he decides to install a Discord app on their young daughter's iPad to spy on his wife. Something that a child would usually use for games and cartoons has been turned into a listening device. The device is left under the bed inside the apartment, quietly streaming audio to him wherever he is. This hidden surveillance is not a single act, it is part of a pattern. Earlier, Ali had used recordings, phone access, and social media posts to track and discredit Anna. He accused her of things online, posted rants, and tried to rally followers to his side. She, in turn, faced harassment from strangers who believed his version of events. On the afternoon of October 21st, Ali is listening to his wife's apartment through the secret app. What comes through are multiple voices. One of them is Anna, the other is Rayburn. Ali grows convinced of what he's hearing. He's furious. With a gun in hand and under cocaine's influence, he leaves the hotel and heads toward the Spire apartments where Anna lives with their daughter. Today, though, their child is at school, and Anna is certainly not expecting him. Around 2:50 p.m., building security cameras show Ali walking into the parking garage. Moments later, the footage captures him running back outside, then returning. He adjusts the belt around his holster as he enters the building. Ali activates the audio recorder on his phone and slips it into his pocket. With the recording on, he enters the building and rides the elevator up. Surveillance shows him standing calmly inside. His face is composed, almost still, as if nothing is wrong. His black, baggy hoodie hides the gun in his holster. He swipes the cloned building card he copied earlier from Anna, presses the elevator button for the 35th floor, and steps inside. During the ride, he calmly exchanges a couple of casual words, even a smile, with neighbors. When the doors open on 35, he bolts down the hallway toward his wife's apartment. He reaches the door, unlocks it with a copy of the key he still has, and steps inside. Inside the apartment, Anna and Ray are together. The confrontation lasts only moments. Ali raises the gun and fires quickly at Ray. 3 shots, 2 to the head, 1 to the throat. Ray collapses to the floor, his life ending instantly. Anna stands beside him, frozen in terror. She has no chance to escape. The man she once loved has turned into an unrecognizable monster. After shooting Rayburn, Ali turns to her. Staring into her eyes, he shoots her in the forehead. Anna Marie Abulaban, 29 years old, mother, dreamer, survivor of abuse, is gone. Security cameras outside the apartment record something far more disturbing. Ali exits moments later, appearing calm, collected. He rides the elevator down with other residents as if nothing just happened. Inside the apartment, Ali pulls out his phone. This time, he does not record audio. He takes photographs of the scene, images of Ray and Anna lying on the floor where they were shot. With the gun still in his hand, Ali begins sharing those photographs. He sends them to his parents and friends. He seems detached from reality, as if living inside the virtual world of his online persona. After leaving the apartment, he calls his mom and tells her what he just did. "I just tried to win. I just tried to win," he sobs into the phone. 20 minutes later, Ali calls 911, trying to sound like a man who has just found his wife dead. "My wife and another man I found them dead on the couch. 2 people. A man and my wife. Please help my wife. Please help." But by then, he's already long gone. After the call, Ali heads directly to his daughter's school to pick her up. Officers arrive at Anna's apartment and enter by force. "We got 2 down. We got 2 down." They quickly secure the building and review surveillance footage. The video clearly identifies Ali and the vehicle he arrived in. A citywide alert goes out, warning all San Diego officers that Ali is on the run with his daughter and should be considered armed and dangerous. Acting swiftly, police track his vehicle and initiate a pursuit. Soon after, Ali pulls over and officers close in to make the arrest. "I don't want any of them to get in the car. These are thugs," Ali protests as they remove his daughter from the vehicle. "I understand. We're gonna make sure she's all right, man." I'm here. I love you. I'm here, he calls out to his daughter as officers take him into custody. Police secure Ali's phones, social media accounts, his car, and the apartment where the killings occurred. These items become central to building a case. For years, detectives continue collecting evidence while Ali remains in custody. During this time, Ali makes the unusual choice to give a television interview about his case. "Did you kill her?" the reporter asks. Don't ask me that, Ali responds, visibly shaken. He still appears emotional, presenting his case as one of passion rather than premeditation. He admits to installing an app to monitor his wife, claiming it was only to ensure her safety. "I was listening on the house with the iPad to my phone," he explains. "When I heard another man's voice, I was freaking out. Oh my God, I caught her. There's a man." "As you're driving to the apartment?" the interviewer probes. "I'm driving. I'm screaming. I'm like, don't do it." Still high on cocaine, he sped recklessly to her apartment, swiped the copied keycard, and walked in to find them together. "What did you think?" the reporter asks. "Nothing. I didn't. I don't know. It was a blur. I felt like I was on the passenger seat of my own body, but when I opened the door and saw who it was, it broke my heart." Throughout the entire interview, Ali comes across as if he's performing on the biggest stage of his life. He sobs, yells, and acts out of control, all in an attempt to appear both innocent and heartbroken. Behind the tears, it seems he believes he can sway public opinion, presenting himself as a man who lost everything. 3 years after the murders of Anna and Rayburn, the trial finally begins. In court, prosecutors introduce another chilling piece of evidence. In the days leading up to the crime, Ali had sent Anna a series of text messages and voice recordings that were deeply disturbing. "I am the best man you ever met, and you're the dumbest bitch I ever fucking devoted my life to. I wish we never had a kid together because of how fucking stupid you are." At one point, Ali laughs at the messages, but only a few minutes later, he grows uneasy and asks his attorney to turn them off. Prosecutors argue the crime cannot be a crime of passion since he drove from his apartment to Anna's with a loaded gun and killed 2 people. To them, the crime is clearly premeditated. The next to take the stand is Ali's former sister-in-law. Visibly emotional, she gets into a heated argument with Ali in court. "What did my mom do to you? What did he do to you? You didn't do anything to him." "I'm not gonna go cheat if you didn't cheat first," Ali shouts back. As the trial draws to a close, the jury has gained a clear understanding of who Ali Abulaban truly is. They have reviewed all the evidence and the full history of his relationship with Anna. After only a brief deliberation, they deliver their final verdict. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Ali Nasser Abulaban, guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree. With the verdict finally delivered, Ali can no longer contain his emotions. The reality of his fate crashes down on him, and for the first time, he fully grasps the gravity of the situation he now faces. His desperate attempts to portray himself as a devoted husband, to manipulate public opinion and win sympathy, have collapsed. Stripped of his facade, he breaks down in court. On the day of sentencing, before the judge announces his final decision, Ali reads a letter he has written. "My response in that moment was an unintended, impulsive reaction against my better judgment to the discovery of Ray's romantic involvement with my wife. And for that, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that in that moment I was not mentally strong enough to control myself. I'm sorry that my horrendous action that day resulted in the undeserved deaths of Rayburn Barron and Anna Marie Abulaban." For 3 long days, Ali has taken the stand, defending himself under intense questioning. At last, he stands before the court awaiting the decision that will determine the course of the rest of his life. He's somebody that is only thinking about himself, the prosecutor states. And the idea of killing 2 innocent people doesn't disturb him. It's chilling. So the bottom line here is he will die in prison. He will never be a free man. He will take his last breath there. "Please, please, please," Ali begs. In this matter, the defendant on count 1 will be sentenced to life without the possibility of probation. Ultimately, Ali gets what he deserves. He is currently serving a sentence of 2 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole, plus an additional 50 years to life. Anna Marie Abulaban and Rayburn Barron are remembered by their families as kind souls who deserved so much more than the violence that took their lives. Their daughter will grow up knowing her mother fought to break free, and that justice, though it came too late to save her, finally prevailed.